Hello everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. Today we are going to see how we can use a simple command prompt to be able to get a search string that will help us gather all the relevant literature that we need for our literature review in academic space. Now we are going to use ChatGPT for this activity, and so let's dive straight into it. So for instance, I have this topic. This is my topic that I want to gather relevant research papers on for my literature search. And so I basically need to input a prompt, and this is the prompt that I'm going to give Chat to be able to give me a search string that I can use to get a relevant papers. So what I will say is Chat should break this topic into concepts and generate a search string using Boolean operators for a literature search in Google Scholar. And then the topic is antibiotic use and antimicrobial resistance in ruminant livestock. Okay, so basically I'll copy this. So this is my command line, and then go back to ChatGPT. Now I want to use this space for my the temporal chart. So I basically will input my command and then I hit enter. So Chat is going to generate what we call synonyms. It's going to break the concept, the topic into concepts, and then generate synonyms for each concept. Then now put them together to develop the search string. Now let's see. So you see the first concept, antibiotic use. So the first concept Chat is giving us is antibiotic use, and in that we have antibiotic use, antimicrobial use, antibiotic administration, drug use, and veterinary antibiotics. So what it does is for each of the keyword, it gives you synonyms. So if a paper does not use a particular keyword, it will now use different synonyms for this particular keyword. And so even if a paper is using different forms of these particular keywords, you can still index them from the search string. And again, the second concept is antimicrobial resistance. It also gave synonyms for that. So, and then the third one was in ruminant. So you see that we have some synonyms for the ruminants too as well. And then, so this is a search string that it has built. So you have antibiotic, the first search string, recommended Google Scholar search string. Let's look at that here. You have antibiotic use, or antimicrobial use, or veterinary antibiotics. So that is the first concept, and it's combining it with the second concept, that is so the first concept is antibiotic use, and then it will combine this with antimicrobial resistance or antibiotic resistance and or AMR, and the third concept is ruminants or cattle or cows or sheep or goats. So you see it uses these synonyms to be able to get different forms of keyword that you are using, so that you can get these relevant papers from your search engine. So basically what we'll do here is we copy this particular search string. So we copy and then we go to our Google Scholar. So in Google Scholar, basically what you do is you paste the search string that ChatGPT has given you, and then you search. Now let's see the outcome. See the first paper, for instance, impact of antibiotic use in adult dairy cows, or antimicrobial resistance of veterinary and human pathogens, a comprehensive review, antimicrobial resistance in beef and dairy cattle. So you see that at least these papers that I'm getting, they are all relevant to my research area. And again, antimicrobial resistance and small ruminant veterinary practices. So the papers that I'm going to get, they are all going to be very relevant, or they are going to align specifically to the research area that I'm working on. And so basically this is how you get relevant research papers. Now you can also apply some simple filters. For instance, if your supervisor requires you to use papers that are published in the last 5 years, in the last 2 years, basically come to Chat. You see the left hand side of your screen, you see anytime since 2026, since 2025, and all that. So you can custom the range. Assuming I want papers from 2020 till 2026, so I only need to do 2020 to 2026, and so then I click search. So in that case, all the papers I'm going to get are going to be within this particular time frame. For instance, look at this. Is there a relationship between antimicrobial use and antibiotic resistance of the most mastitis pathogens in dairy cows, which is very relevant to my subject area. Look at the date. It's published in 2022. The next one is published in 2024. This is 2021. So they are all within the range that I want to get. So for instance, if you want to conduct a literature review, I will recommend that you look at this aspect. You see another quick filter that you can use. So you can use the review articles. So all the papers that you are going to get, they are going to be relevant to the subject area that you are working on. But these are going to be review papers. And if you are conducting a systematic literature review, and you are using systematic reviews or review papers that are being published, it makes your work easier. Although you can still use original research papers that are also relevant for literature review, but to make your work easier, you can use the review type. So any type, no, you can use review papers that will give you just review articles so that you can download for your literature review. So basically, this is how you go about it. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and then if you do like it, kindly leave a comment and a like, and again remember to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.